going to learn about a few of the instruments you'll be using in the science lab, as well as some basic techniques that you need to know before we move into the school year. Here are the instruments and glassware you will find at your station and in your drawer. A ring stand and ring, a test tube rack with 6 test tubes, a 100 milliliter graduated cylinder, a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder, a 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask, one 400 and two 250 milliliter beakers, as well as a 150 milliliter beaker, a funnel, an evaporating dish, a crucible and 2 pairs of forceps, a scoop, a spatula, a glass stirring rod, an evaporating dish, a striker, a clay triangle, wire mesh and beaker tongs, a test tube holder, a beaker brush, a Bunsen burner, a bottle of distilled water, goggles, and an apron. So before you begin any experiment where you are measuring out solid sample, you're going to want to rinse off your scoop and dry it off so that you're not cross-contaminating the sample in your bottle. So go ahead and open your balance, click the on-off button. It'll take a couple seconds to load, and once it hits that 0, you can place your beaker and then hit the 0 button so that now you are only massing your sample. So now you're going to open up your sample bottle and begin to scoop. Now sometimes you can have a kind of sticky, is what we call it, like a sticky sample, and you'll have to kind of break it apart a little bit. So once you do that, you'll start to place sample into your beaker, and you'll want to start with fairly large amounts of sample so that you can get to your desired amount. In this case, Ashley is massing out 2 grams of potassium chloride. So notice it's at 0.6 grams right now, so she's going to get quite a big amount to kind of get it closer. And then as she gets closer to her desired amount, she's going to do just very tiny amounts. So she's tapping the edge of her scoop, she gets it to 2 grams, and now notice she is rinsing off her scoop again, just to make sure that it is ready for the next time she wants to use it. So we're just making double sure that our scoop is clean. So you always want to make sure that you put your lid back on your sample bottle and remove your beaker from the balance, close the lid, and turn it off before you go to your workstation. In this section, we will be learning how to measure out a given volume of water. So notice how Sophie is using the actual bottle of distilled water to fill up her graduated cylinder close to the desired amount. In this case, she's going to be measuring out 50 milliliters of water, and she wants to use the distilled water bottle so that it doesn't take so long to fill it up, but she's also not getting a lot of water on the sides of the graduated cylinder, just to make the measurement more accurate. So now she's going to squirt some water into a small 50 milliliter beaker to the side so that she can use a pipette and get down low to make sure that she is going to be right on the mark. So notice how she gets her eyes at the line, the 50 milliliter line, so that she can see exactly where she's at. And as she gets closer and closer, those drops are going to become slower and slower so that she can make sure that the bottom of the meniscus is at the 50 milliliter line. So notice that she's not measuring by the top edge of the water, you can see it rises above the 50 milliliter line, but she's actually making sure that that bottom curved edge is at the 50 milliliter line. So there it is. The key is just getting down low so that your eyes are on the right level. Homogeneous mixtures cannot be separated by physical means, but heterogeneous mixtures can. And so what we're going to do today is learn how to filter a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so you're going to take your filter paper and set it on top of the funnel. And then using your index finger, you'll push down in the middle, creating kind of a flap. And then you'll press down on that flap to make a crease. Now you'll hold on to the filter, because it'll pop out if you don't, and start to pour the mixture into the filter. And now that the filter is wet, it will stay on its own, so you can let go. It'll take a while for it to filter through, but once you get down to the point where you have mostly solid left in your beaker, you'll use your water bottle to kind of squirt that solid out and into the top of the funnel. And then you'll of course notice that the solid stays in the top of the funnel, and we're left with a nice clear water beaker at the bottom.